Hey everybody, welcome to Baseball Show, the podcast about baseball or something. I don't know, whatever, fuck it. This is Bear vs. Mancast, the famous video game podcast about nothing. That was our intro.
Wait, I thought we were going to talk about baseball.
You want to talk about baseball? What do you want to talk about? It's playoff season, so let's get into it. Let's really just knuckle down and
the Milwaukee Orioles. Nope,
they're my
Baltimore.
The Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, that's the team.
Oh, yeah, that's a team. Milwaukee.
Big fan of the Kansas City Royals.
That's a team.
That is a team. I think they might still be in running for the playoffs. You know who's not in running for the playoffs?
Is it the Red Sox?
I'm not sure, but I know the Yankees
okay.
are not anymore.
Oh, that's good.
I think.
Well, like everybody who I talk to about baseball will like that.
Yeah, fuck those guys. They seemed underwhelmed by the news that they weren't playing anymore that season. And it's like, whatever.
Whatever, we're the Yankees. Who cares?
Yeah. How much money do we make this year? Yeah, well, fucking whatever.
Yeah, who cares?
Let's talk about video games, Ryan. You're Ryan. Your name is Ryan.
Hi, hello. That's Nick over there.
My name is Nick. It is the 9th of October. We're podcasting late this week because shit happens.
Fuck
And this is episode 33 of the Bear vs. Mancast.
It is.
Right, did you have fun playing video games this week?
Yes.
Did you have more fun this week than any other week this year?
No.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. What was the most fun you've had playing video games this year?
Oh, God. What came out this year?
It doesn't have to be a game that came out this year.
Where I had more fun.
I
definitely had more fun, but I can't remember it. So I guess that makes me a jaded asshole.
Yeah, that's really a sad place to be. That, like, you look back at times you had, just said, oh, those were good, but they're just indistinct memories, and all you do going forward is, like, have new experiences and go, it was as good as the other one that happened that one time, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Man. But you played the Rock Band 4.
I played the Rock Band 4.
And that game is really fun. I played it too.
I like Rock Band. Yeah, I made you come into my home and play it.
You're another boss of me. I didn't have to go, but I really wanted to play Rock Band 4, so I did.
No, I made you.
It was really fun. Hey, is it true that not all the DLC, all the old DLC is available yet?
That's true. Also, none of the on-disc track stuff is available either.
Like from previous games.
Yeah.
See, until you told me that stuff was even going to become available, I didn't even realize. Like, I didn't know that they were going to do that.
Oh, you thought it was just like, well, whatever's on the discs. Fuck it, who cares?
It was going to be what was on the disc, on the Rock Band 4 disc, plus the DLC, like all the DLC that you paid for. I didn't think they're going to be relicensing the tracks from older games.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a big fucking mess.
Because there's some
that stuff.
Some other songs I didn't even realize were on the disc. Like when I played Rock Band 3, I just played whatever songs I wanted. I didn't necessarily... After a certain period of time, I just didn't realize, like... I wasn't thinking, like, did I buy this track? Did it come on Rock Band 2? Did it come on Rock Band 3? I was just like, I was just playing it. Like, I didn't think about that. So there's a lot of tracks that I was like, oh shit, do you have blank? And you're like, that's in Rock Band 3. It's like, damn it.
Yeah, the funny thing is that I'm like... After playing a bunch of Rock Band 3 a few months ago, I was like, oh man, I have all these songs. This is going to be great when the Rock Band 4 comes out. And then Rock Band 4 comes out, I'm like, oh man, I really didn't buy that much DLC. Like, realistically.
Like a million Foo Fighters songs, and you bought an entire Rush album.
I only bought one Foo Fighters pack, which has like 4 songs in it. The other ones are in the game.
Oh, really? It's a lot of Foo Fighters. You
yeah.
also bought, like, 100 Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble, or his band's name is.
I bought one album, which is like 15 songs, but whatever. Who cares? Stevie Ray Vaughan's fun. I bought the
You
Boston.
you
album.
definitely feel that way about Secret Raid 1.
I do, yeah.
I'm sorry that none of us wanted to play it.
It's fine. It's mostly about me like sucking my own dick.
Oh,
essentially.
Okay. Whatever works, man.
Whatever works for you.
You do you, man.
Yeah, but Rock Band 4 is a thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, like, the minor improvements that they've made in that game are pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them. I don't like the new drum fill system.
Yeah, but you can just ignore it.
I tried ignoring it one time, and I lost my streak by missing a note. Maybe I missed a note, like, right before it started.
You might
But
have.
I swear, like, I don't know.
There's
There's gotta be a way to turn it off, like in the other ones.
Yeah, you can turn off the drum fills.
And just
you can go
have
back
it
to the old
sometimes
drum,
pop up
drum
a
stuff.
green note that you can hit.
Yeah.
Although they made it that green note to hit to deploy star power.
Yep.
Overdrive. It's called overdrive in this game, guys.
It's called Overdrive.
It's called overdrive. Let's get it right.
In case you needed to know.
That green note, you have to hit the bass pedal at the same time, and that's awesome.
Every time?
As far as much as I noticed when I was playing drums, and I played a bunch.
I think you should. I think if you go back to regular, like Rock Band 3 drum solos, I think it's like you can just hit green.
Do they have a mode where a green will pop up sometimes, and you can just hit it, like without the drum fill, because the new drum fill system is they give you like a drum fill to play, but it's usually really weird and doesn't necessarily like you'll be doing like the same thing over and over, like because the drum parts in the songs like are divided into sections, obviously, like. Through the whole chorus, you'll play basically the same thing, and then through the whole bridge, you'll play basically the same thing, et cetera, et cetera. And they'll just be like, "I don't know, play this," and you're like, "I don't fucking know how to play that. I don't want to. No, I don't want to play that." I understand like drum fills, like the ones they used to have, where you could just do whatever you wanted. Not that they were fun, but didn't when you're playing with other people. Didn't
they never really fit?
Yeah, they never really
like
fit.
whenever I did a drum fill,
good. Sometimes it screwed up people's rhythm.
Yeah, it pops up at like a really inappropriate time. Just 'cause it's like, oh, your bar's full. Here, let me throw you a bunch of drum fills, and I'm just like, no, this sounds terrible. Don't do that. Which is my main complaint about playing drums.
I just want to throw me. I just need a way to. I want to play the whole song, and I want to the way it's meant to be played, and also be given a way to deploy star power, and then I'm happy.
I feel like it needs to be like. You're sitting there on your beat, because your beat's usually like red, red, yellow in some fashion,
or yellow,
or
yellow,
blue,
yellow, red,
blue,
yellow, yellow, or blue, blue,
something
blue,
like
blue,
that.
Red, blue, red, blue. Yeah,
it's clear that like green is like the cymbal crash thing that activates your overdrive. So I feel like at any point, like they should like mark like the 4 or the 1 in like a measure, and you can just smash the green symbol.
They should just have like a.
And that turns on star power, and that'd be done.
Or just
Like,
like
it wouldn't
all
count
the
against
points
you.
where the drum fill would end, like every 8 measures or whatever, where they would put a drum fill in if you had overdrive ready to deploy.
Yeah.
Just put a big old green one that exists outside of everything else,
And you just hit it. And
no drum fill leading up to it. Just you're playing. Yellow, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, 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 red, yellow, red, yellow, and then there's just a big old like shining green, and you can just hit it, and then you just
overdrive, if they populated the track with like a golden green whenever you needed a star power, that would be cool. That would be done. Then you can just play the whole song normally.
Let us talk about guitar solos.
Okay. I'm on the fence.
I don't like them. I
don't like them either.
I played one, and I was just like, that was fucking sweet, bro.
Yep.
And I've come around on it. I don't like it.
I've turned them off playing the game.
I saw that. I saw you turn them off like as we were wrapping up the other night.
Yeah. I'm like, nah, I can't I can't do this. So the way it works is when you first get on the game and you're playing a guitar, they're like, okay, let me tell you about new guitar solos. And I'm like, okay, but I'm nervous. And then they're like, no, it's fine. So they go through the whole tutorial. There's like, okay, you're going to play down here on the beat, gets you different kinds of notes, and then up the top gets you higher notes, and if you play notes at the same time, it sounds different. And I'm like, okay, cool, this all sounds great, but does it sound like garbage in tracks? They're like, no, it sounds good. So I go play, what is it? Californication.
Yes, a song that we all know
Everybody
very
knows.
well.
Yes.
And it's a good song.
And there's a nice guitar solo in it, and then they plop up the fucking solo track, and I start wailing away, and it sounds nothing like the guitar solo from Californication.
You're just trying so hard to you're just like,
I've played
sound like the right thing. Come on.
I've played that song so many times I could like almost remember what the track looks like, and even if you tried to play it, it doesn't happen. Like, if you could sit there and if you remembered every single note in time, I don't think you would get the same thing, which sucks.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
What I would want from that is something that I'm not sure is even possible. Basically, my biggest complaint about it is that, well, what you're saying, obviously, I find reprehensible. Like, I agree with you that if it's a song, like, we played that song V-Bomb.
Yep.
And I don't know what the hell that song is. And, it didn't leave a particularly good, not a good impression, but I didn't walk away from that going, like, man, that song was great. And so, like, in songs like that, it's just like, yeah, dude, give me the solo thing, and I'm just gonna just go and just, like, bust out a solo, and it's gonna sound dope because I'm going crazy. And that's fine. That probably is a better way to do that, because also some guitar solos are really hard, and if you're not really good, then you're just gonna, like, not do well with them. But then you play a song that you know, and you want the solo to sound right. But my biggest complaint about it is that it plays the notes for you. Like, sometimes I want to take like a slower guitar solo that's just like, and then like hold a note, and then like hold another note, and like instead it just constantly wants to play notes.
Yeah, so
it plays the notes it wants to play. You have no control over which notes are being played, and it's like really frustrating.
The funny thing.
It doesn't want to. It's got a mind of its own. It doesn't want to let you just freestyle a solo.
Yeah. So here's the thing. In single player stuff, like in the campaign, not in like play a show or quick play, only on the tour. If you do a solo, there's like recommendations that are showed to you on screen of like how fast you should play. And then it'll mark time for you so you can like strike notes on time to get like extra points or whatever. This doesn't happen in like any free play mode. That works a lot better. Because in the free play stuff, it's just a giant note track, and you're just like, I don't know what to do. And if you play off time even a little bit, it's going to assume you're trying to play a bunch of notes, and then just play a bunch of notes, which is the problem that you described. It works better in the campaign stuff, but still, I would prefer it if it just wasn't there.
Yeah, I think ultimately, given our options of either having it the way it is now or not having it, obviously it's got to be turned off. Like, that shit's got to go.
So I know this is like totally backseat developing right now, but it would be really fucking neato if in the solo track were the original notes that you could just play. And depending on how many of them you fucked up or whatever, the note track would, like, dim down. So, like, it would be like, oh, he's playing a regular solo. Who cares?
So,
and then it just does its thing. Or if you play the solo good, it'll be like, oh, he's playing the solo. And then
that'd be cool.
There you go. Yeah.
Kind of like how
they
they give you that option of like
the drum fill
of your,
stuff,
or like the singing thing, where it's like you're not singing the right notes, but I guess you're singing notes that
singing in
fit
key,
that
I
key.
guess.
So sure, you're winning.
yeah.
So
there's
unlike
that.
other, like, so most people who backseat develop, they don't have the option of jumping into the front seat and taking the wheel from the driver and kicking him out. But we do.
Right.
We out
Yeah.
to Cambridge, and we're going to tell Harmonix what's good.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, now that this game is out, I actually have a pretty funny Rock Band 4 story to tell.
Oh, you do already?
Yeah. It has nothing to do with playing the game.
Oh.
So, a while ago, like it was a while after the whole, I don't even know how long ago it was. It must have been like 6 weeks or more. Harmonix was basically putting out like surveys to be like, hey, do you live in the Boston area and you want to come play Rock Band 4?
Yeah.
And my friend, who's a really big Rock Band fan, he told me about it. We both signed up for it. And he got picked to come and play Rock Band 4 because the fact that he spent like hundreds of dollars on DLC, I don't know if that actually, that was part of the questionnaire. I don't know if that actually entitled him to being selected.
Sure.
And in his heyday of playing, I think it was Rock Band 2 was the one he really played the most of. He was playing online Rock Band 2 like 6 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Really?
Yeah, like he had a
Wow.
band he played online with, like dominating,
Like,
getting like
Leaderboards.
full combo, full band, full combos.
Nice.
He said
okay.
that the song 9 in the Afternoon traumatizes him because he played it like way too many times because one guy, like the guy who's playing guitar in their band, like kept messing up his full combo like within the last like 20 seconds of the song.
Oh shit!
And so
these guys are really good at Rock Band.
yeah, I mean he doesn't play nearly as much anymore. He doesn't have, but he just got on Rock Band 4. He didn't own a PlayStation 4. Well, he plays on PS3, and he didn't even have a PS4. He bought a PS4 and the full, and I think he might have probably got a full band bundle just to play Rock Band 4 because he could carry over his DLC that he's already spent so much money in. He's like, well, I'm all in, so got to just do it. So he gets selected to come play Rock Band 4 at Harmonix, and he doesn't live too far from, like, he lives even closer to them than we do. And he was like, well, I got some friends, like, whatever, like, the girl I'm seeing right now, my roommate, like, they kind of play Rock Band, but Nick, this guy, he really loves Rock Band. He's a big Rock Band fan. I'm going to bring him with me.
Yeah.
And so, when he gets the email that says, like, hey, you can come on one of these dates, which one do you want? He just freaks out and responds, and then he gets back to me, and I was like, dude, I cannot do it that day. So he emails them, trying to figure out, trying to like switch it around or whatever.
Yeah.
And I now it's actually been a while. I don't remember all the fine details. I think we successfully switched the day to a day that I could go, and then he got out of work on that day. So I go to his house, like I drive over to his house, and we're like having lunch, getting ready, and I got like the butterflies because I'm gonna go play Rock Band 4, like many weeks early, and then like with like an hour to go before we try and catch a bus to Cambridge, we get an email that says like, hey, you know what? We thought about it, and like, we don't know if we're ready to show the game off yet. Like, we don't know if it's there yet.
Really?
Yeah, like
seriously,
like day of, like, like we were like, all right, how about like 20 minutes of Smash Bros, and then we'll just like get on the bus to Cambridge, like, and then we get that email, and we're just like, fucking seriously? So
fuck, dude.
I don't know whatever happened with that. They said that they were gonna get back to us,
and then they never did. And now the game's out.
Yeah, and they said like, oh yeah, no need to reapply or anything. We're gonna keep you at the top of the list for when we finally get this together. So I don't know if they just never got it together. I'm convinced that they just swerved us. That they're just like, man, he's emailing us about changing his date and stuff. This guy's a fucking handful. We're just going to send him an email that says we're not doing it and just fuck him.
Yeah, I mean, I got the same initial email, but they never got back to me. So
About being selected?
yeah, I never got selected. I just got the one that's like,
yeah.
"Hey, do you want to play Rock Band?" And I'm like, "Yes," and then I never.
Yeah, I responded to it too, but I didn't get picked. But yeah, I was like really close to playing Rock Band 4 before it even came out, and I was like really excited, and I was like, am I going to sign like a non-disclosure agreement? And like, how's this going to work? Like, I can't really talk about this. I do a podcast. I can't do. What's going to happen? And it was totally a non-issue. But I figured I didn't really want to tell that story until the game was out, just because it seemed kind of fucked up. Like, I don't know. I didn't think like Harmonix is going to sue me over it, but like, now that the game is out, I feel more comfortable freely talking about it.
Yeah. Video games.
Yeah, it's weird. Maybe I'm just crazy, but I swear to God, they swerved us. Yeah, but okay. So we mentioned it tangentially about the new singing, the freestyle singing.
Oh yeah.
I think that's. I mean, there's no way that that's not an improvement.
No, that's super fun, and I did it a little bit, and it's great.
Because at the end of the night, when I was playing bass and singing at the same time,
yep.
It's obviously hard to look at two tracks at once.
Yes.
But if I mostly knew the song, even if I wasn't hitting the right notes, I found that I was doing okay, either hitting exactly the notes or just singing a different note that they considered to be okay because I knew the song. And that was awesome. That works really well for the way I play that game. Because when I play that game by myself, I'm either just straight playing drums.
Yep.
Or I'm singing and playing some sort of guitar at the same time for like songs I really like, and so that's going to just improve that immensely. Like I said, there's no bad part of
that part's great. They nailed that as far as I'm concerned.
Like that's something that indisputable, great new feature. Like there's no downside to it because it doesn't affect like people who really just want to hit all the right notes can just do that.
Yeah, and the nice thing about it too, I don't know if you noticed, is like when you're singing and you do like freestyle vocals or you hit the notes exactly, like it'll fill up your bar with either one.
Yeah.
So like you can kind of just do whatever.
If you get more than 50% of it, they call it a freestyle verse,
vocal,
and then it's like towards the end, like at the end, they'll give you like your medal or whatever, and then it's like, hey, you're a freestyle superstar or whatever. And just like basically their way of being like patting you on the back and be like, no, it was. I mean, you didn't play the notes, but it was good. I mean, you did good. You definitely did. Yeah, it sounded good.
Yeah.
Like you didn't hit the notes, but like no, you thumbs up. Like it just seems like a parent just patting you on the back and being like, I know you forgot the words, but it was good. I liked it. And you're like, you have to like it. You're my mom. What other big changes were there?
Not a lot really. Other than that, that's like the big stuff. If you're like on the fence about like, well, what if I want new instruments and stuff? The drums are exactly the same. I didn't buy them, but they're exactly the same from what I've heard. The guitar feels a little different than material, but otherwise it's exactly the same. Also, there's a hamburger button on my Xbox One instead of a start button.
Yep.
So there's that. I got hamburgers and open window. So
I call it double window.
Oh, double window. That works too.
Did you actually get but you didn't get the new one.
I got a new guitar.
That's right. You got the guitar and game bundle.
Because one of my guitars is poopy, so I did that.
So I'm conflicted because, I may have mentioned this. I definitely mentioned this already that I got the Rock Band or the Guitar Hero 3 guitar for 360. That one will work with the dongle, although I need to kind of repair it because that particular guitar has some structural problems, mainly in the detachable neck. The contacts kind of get too far away from each other, and you kind of have to pull them closer. I did it to the one I had for the Wii version, and it continued to work for a very long time. I just had to do that same modification. I've just been lazy. You need a command hook and some rubber bands. It's fairly simple. So if I want to get Rock Band 3 digitally, or Rock Band 4 digitally.
Yep.
Buy the dongle, and then the only problem is that my drum kit is wired. which means I cannot use it on Xbox One.
Yeah, that's the... They're not selling any instruments.
Yet?
I don't know. They're not selling any instruments piecemeal yet, so... I don't know.
Do you even know what that phrase means?
No.
No, stop using it, you asshole.
Oh,
Piecemeal.
sorry.
Right, cool.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does that mean?
I think it sounds stupid. Piecemeal, characterized by unsystematic partial measurement taken over a period of time.
I still don't know what that means.
Yeah.
A little at a time, piece by piece.
I think so. The village is slowly being killed off by piecemeal development.
Bit by bit.
So, like...
I can use that phrase.
Not for the... you could say, like, they're releasing, the
Well, bit by
DLC is
bit.
coming out piecemeal, or, like...
I don't know.
Their release schedule, whatever. But the drum kit thing...
Is this arguing about words cast?
No, I don't like that phrase. Just like the phrase "proving grounds." I don't like those. I don't like those two words when you put them together.
What game uses proving grounds?
A lot of games.
Yeah.
When they add them to World of Warcraft, I want to say there's probably been games that have proving grounds in the title. Anyways,
oh man, should I buy these symbols?
so I would fucking do it, man.
Okay.
I would seriously consider, and also my drum set might be busted, anyways, because I had this problem where, like, if the drum pedal is held down, which is what I do when I'm not playing it, like, if I'm not hitting it, my foot has it completely depressed.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
If it's depressed and I hit the green thing hard enough, it causes the bass pedal to trigger. And
Oh, really?
I don't know if that's a problem with my drum pedal, because I have an aftermarket drum pedal that's, like, made of a real drum pedal, which I need to just
sick.
bring to your house and plug into yours and see what happens.
See if it works.
I don't know if it's a problem with that, or if it's a problem with, like, with the cord that connects that to the drum set, or if it's, like, the connector. It's, like, a problem with the connection, or it's a problem with the drum that, like, any drum pedal will cause that problem if I hit green hard enough, because the drum set's broken. But either way, I have to get a new one. I would just really like, if I were to get a new one, to continue using my rock pedal. The setup of it is fairly simple. They basically just, like, glued two magnets to a drum thing, and, like, when the magnet passes in front of the other magnet, it tells it to do a note.
I want a drum pedal that's better than the pedal that I have, but I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised. I was like, I'm so used to playing with my rock pedal, this is going to be weird for me. But I was playing at your house the other day, I got used to it really quick. It actually works all right.
Does it?
But, supposedly the rock pedal is easier on your foot because you're not fighting a spring.
Yeah, that's my thing, is, like, every time I play Rock Band drums, my fucking calves are on fire.
Well,
it's mostly because I don't work out.
I don't move my foot. I move my entire leg.
Yeah, well, that's
So
it,
I don't know.
but-
Well, I just got a beefy right leg from playing hours and hours of Rock Band drums. So it took me a while to feel that fatigue, but it did definitely hit me after a while. But I had a lot of fun with the drums that I was playing. I was playing on expert, not hitting every note, but was doing okay. I actually was surprised at how well I was able to pick it back up. I thought it was going to be really shitty. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't want to buy the band in a box. I don't really need the guitar, because I also have a wireless guitar that I can use. I'll have two wireless guitars. I've got three guitars. The wireless Rock Band, a wired Rock Band, and the Guitar Hero 3 one.
Yeah.
And I think the wireless one, like, has trouble deploying star power or something.
You know what?
And that's
half the time
overdrive.
I end up pushing select. Is that weird?
It is weird. I'm just really not used to doing that. But
Like-
it's good to know that in this game, if you hit pause by accident, it won't fuck everyone's day up. And everyone
It's
won't
true.
yell at you.
It's true. Yeah. So they have a. Did you look at the compatibility chart? Because I can tell you if your guitars work.
Yes, I did. I think they
Oh,
do.
okay.
The wireless ones will be fine.
The wireless ones will definitely work.
It's the wired drum sets only work on PS4 if it's a PS3 one. And the Xbox 360, the Xbox One just doesn't support wired instruments.
Yeah, at all.
Which is
that sucks.
which is shitty. But like, both of my Rock Band guitars are a little bit wonky. I can't remember which one it is. One of them like skips every like eighth up strum, which is just shitty enough to be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, like, one of them has trouble just deploying star power. I don't even remember which one is which. But if it's like I would use the 360 one, the Guitar Hero one primarily anyways. So like if I just need a second guitar, I would use the wireless one that's like a little bit borked, but whatever. So I pretty much just need a drum set. And right now there's nothing that they can do for me. I don't want to spend $250 to get the game on disc, which I already don't want, and a bunch of other stuff that I don't need. I gotta buy the dongle, which I'll just, prime ship over. Buy the game online for $60, and then I just need a drum set, because I really enjoy drumming. And if I can't drum, like, I don't want that game. I don't want to own that game. Like, I'm more than happy to just play it at your house sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, if I could spend, like, even like $150 to get a drum set, the game, and the dongle, maybe 180 or something like that. Like, that might be worth it, because I really like Rock Band, and I've been known to play it by myself. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't want to buy the extra crap, and I don't want to miss out on playing the drums. So I'm like really between a rock and a hard place here.
Yeah, that's a toughie.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait and see if they release any of the instruments by themselves. I don't know, man.
I don't know. It's like they should. They did before.
They probably will. I mean, especially with, I don't know why I feel like the fact that Mad Catz is creating them makes them more likely to do it, because that doesn't make any sense. But that's
Didn't Mad Catz make the Rock Band 3 stuff?
I don't know, actually. Very possibly.
I feel like they might have.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, I wonder if they're like, you can buy them on their website, even.
Oh, through Mad Catz?
Maybe. I could be making that up.
Probably like the third stuff, like the third stuff from the third game.
Yeah, you might be able to. I mean, that's your other option too, is to like go find another Rock Band 3 drum set.
Or I think even the Rock Band 2 drum sets are wireless.
Yeah, some of them are.
Mad Catz official Rock Band 4. Yeah, man, I don't know. The other thing is, like, so I guess the proof of concept, or like, the whole point of Rock Band 4 is to bring Rock Band into the next generation.
Yep.
And this game does that, adds the minor improvements that we discussed at length already. But, like, it's a kind of a big barrier to entry for, like, like, in the case of my friend who has spent $100 already, and he's going to get his next generation console eventually anyways, so, like, he looks at it and he says, like, well, it's just this is an investment in the future. I've already spent so much money, it'd be stupid to stop now. And, like,
yeah.
But for someone like me or you that hasn't really bought that much DLC, like, I haven't, I played Rock Band on the Wii. Back Rock Band 2.
Back in the day?
Rock Band 2 and 3 I played on the Wii, and I bought some DLC there. But probably not any more than, like, $25, $30. And I probably spent... Well, I bought a bunch of tracks on sale when I moved to the 360, because a lot of tracks were just on sale, because they didn't care anymore.
Yeah.
So, once again, I probably haven't invested more than, like, $30 into it. I bought Rock Band Blitz that came with, like, 10 extra songs... And then that was on sale, I'm pretty sure, when I got it.
Yep.
So I haven't really invested that much money in Rock Band, and like, I'm definitely a use case where it's like, does it make sense for me to spend at minimum $80 to continue to play Rock Band in the next generation? Maybe not.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
That's the shit, man.
Yeah, like,
I found an eBay listing that is just wireless Rock Band drums for Rock Band 4 and Xbox disc for $165. It's on eBay.
oh, it's not. I can't buy it now.
Oh, you can buy it now.
What? Wait, why do you say? But it's on eBay.
I don't know. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, but it's on eBay." Ew.
I'm okay with it.
You'd have to buy the disc, though.
Oh shit, you right?
Yeah.
Here's
But I mean, realistically,
wireless 360
it's
Rock Band drum set tested works.
yeah. See,
$85
I bet you,
plus free shipping.
I bet you this Rock Band 4 one is actually new, and it's some guy who just wanted. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe he's. Oh, dude, maybe he's me, or similar.
Maybe he's you.
From the future. No, so maybe
From the
he said,
future.
like, I want to buy the game digitally, I need a new guitar, but I don't need this drum set.
Maybe he bought a band in a box to sell a guy a drum set for a
Yeah,
little bit
because he's
more
like, I
money.
don't need the drum set, but I want the guitar and the microphone, and I also want to buy the game digitally.
Yeah.
This one's Xbox 360 Rock Band drum set Z. It looks wired, though. It just says Z.
Yeah, man. I don't know what to do about your Rock Band
Buy
Switch.
a drum and No, I'm not going to do that. I say I could buy a band in a box and just sell the parts I don't need, but that doesn't seem to really make any sense.
I mean,
Or I could just say, like, look,
realistically,
but I don't want
if you want to buy,
I don't want the game on the disc, Ryan.
I got over
No,
that.
I don't want it. Destiny lives
got
in
over that.
in my Xbox One.
You should just ready? Okay, this is what you do. You buy an Xbox Band in a bundle. You buy Destiny digitally.
No.
And now Rock Band lives in your
That shit
fucking-
costs full price, I think.
When I bought the Taken King, I think now Destiny
The base
is,
game?
yeah, I bought the Legacy thing, which has the whole game because that's the only way I could do it.
Yeah, but that's
So
fine.
now
It's
I
a
have a
battle
digital
chest.
copy of Destiny, so that's pretty cool.
You have like just a spare disc of Destiny?
I do now.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I didn't buy any of the DLC, so like the only way to get the DLC was through the Legacy collection for like a price that's like worth paying.
Yeah, so joke's on me. According to the website, Destiny is only available through a bundle.
Yeah, that's how that works.
I can only get it through the $60 Destiny
King
the Taken
thing?
King Legendary Edition.
Hey, I bet you during Black Friday you could probably get a copy of that for like $40.
I don't want it. Of Destiny?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of like that. I mean,
I should
but
have bought it when the base game was on sale like a while ago for like
Should've.
$22.
that might happen again.
Not with
And then Rock Band can live in
Yeah,
your.
but that'll be like months and months from now when Taken King is like dying down, and they need, and people are like, I need the legendary edition that Ryan bought because there's more DLC that I can't play without it.
That's
Dude,
true.
Yeah, like here's just a listing for straight up Rock Band 2 wireless drum set. Like they sold it like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
from $109.
Yeah, you could buy a drum set all by itself. You could buy guitars. You could buy all the things.
I think maybe I just need to wait.
Yeah, see what happens once like the holidays roll in. I bet you some stuff.
Yeah, honestly, I want to play Rock Band 4, but I might be better off just waiting for like Black Friday deals and just saving the money because I'm not like tweaking about it right now. I mean, like I definitely have more hype than I was before because I played it with you, and I had lots and lots of fun, and I would like to play it again with you soon. But I'm like, you know what? But I don't need to like play it in my sitting in my living room like that. That wouldn't really cause me any more joy than just playing it with Ryan. So, whatever. I can be patient. Plus, I'm seriously considering getting frickin' Dragon Warrior Muso coming out next Tuesday.
Don't do that.
Why not?
You play enough Musos.
Bro, listen.
Bro.
17 Metacritic score. 17 Metacritic score. 17 reviews on Metacritic. 79%. That might be the best Metacritic score of any Muso game ever.
Even like Hyrule Warriors, didn't that get good reviews?
You better not have. Fuck that game.
Why? Why fuck that game?
Because the adventure mode 76. The adventure mode is a really cool idea, but it was all about getting S ranks, and it was so frustrating. It became unfun so quickly. Like, it was all about, like, you didn't do it fast enough, you didn't get enough kills, you took too much damage? Not an S rank. You lose. Like, it wasn't just about, like, playing the game. Like, Gundam Warriors 3, or whatever we're going to call it. Muso Gundam. Gundam Muso 3. That game was just, like, a massive story mode that was all about the different series of Gundams, and it was just like no S-rank bullshit, just a whole shitload of games, a whole shitload of maps, and a whole shitload of enemies to blow up. Like the whole Hyrule Warriors thing where they had the adventure mode where the map was the original Legend of Zelda map, and you could use items, like you could get like a candle item for completing one mission, and you could use that on the map to burn down a bush that in the original game actually led to a staircase, and doing so would unlock an extra reward for that mission. All that stuff is dope. The stuff they added was really cool. They added a lot of cool characters, but ultimately all that game came down to was a short campaign. Like the original story was really short, and then they just added a bunch of, hey, like they're basically gating progress by saying, "Oh, you didn't get S rank. We'll do it again. Oh, that character's like basically, and your character wasn't high enough level to really like do that fast enough. They didn't have the attack power to get it done fast enough. You had to just like grind grind better gear or whatever. Like use your amiibos and hope you get lucky. Try and grind out more levels for that character. Get more rupees and level them up, and then maybe you'd get the S rank. But it's like." I found no joy in doing the same missions over and over, trying to take less damage this time. And that's not what is fun about Dynasty Warriors to me. So I got really frustrated. But it's such a cool idea.
Oh, definitely.
And I heard that they actually added like new stuff to this game. It's not because it's a Dragon Quest Heroes. It's like numbers pop up when you attack things. Like
damage numbers?
Yeah, like it's more RPG like.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, like I don't know, and it's like it's getting decent reviews from like North American viewers, like reviewers. Then like, I don't know, man. I gotta look at that and be like, geez, maybe this is something. There's something to this. I mean, even the fact that it's coming to America is probably the developers saying...
I'm pretty surprised, honestly.
Well, that says to me that the developer is saying, like, oh, maybe this isn't a piece of shit for once, because we're going to actually bring it to America.
Yeah, that's true.
Although I don't get any of the cool references, because it has, like, it's like an All-Stars Dragon Quest thing.
But, like, you don't really play Dragon Quest, right?
No.
Yeah, me either.
I literally never. Like
I think I've tried to.
Played one before. I'm watching the trailer right now. I don't see like a shitload of like they are attacking, like they're beating up slimes and stuff, and it looks extremely amusing. But there are not enough slimes on screen at once. This might be a more like a smaller scope, like more like you fight like several stronger enemies as opposed to just fighting hordes and hordes of enemies, which I mean, obviously that's the best. So I'll see. I'm not. I think it's named Terry. Wasn't that the guy from Dragon Warrior Monsters?
Yes, I think so.
They don't think it looked like him, but That guy's name was Terry. That game was my shit, man. Okay. We're talking about other.
Dragon Warrior Monsters is great.
Right. Talking about other video games. I got all that Rock Band stuff off my chest, and apparently all that hatred of Hyrule Warriors off my chest as well.
Would it be weird if I reviewed Rock Band 4?
I've
been thinking about it.
Probably not. Seems like something
Okay.
that a review could be done for.
Yeah, I think I might.
That's the kind of game it gets into weird territory when we review it. It's like, you know, if you could go back and, like, if we had been doing this for, like, a really long time, and you could look and see, like, what did Ryan give Rock Band 1, and what did he give 2 and 3, and then what did he give 4, and you'd look at it and be like, what the fuck? Like, depending on what it looked, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he gave Rock Band 4 a 100 out of 100, and he only gave Rock Band 3 a 75 when they're, like, the same game. What the F, Ryan? That'd be...
Ryan, why you suck?
That's
bro?
the kind of game that things would get weird with it, but we don't have to worry about that.
I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, I mean, it's not a concern. It's just, it's that kind of game. That, It iterates so little, because like we said before, that Rock Band 4 basically exists just to bring Rock Band to the next generation.
Yep.
Which is also what's holding me back, because there aren't a lot of songs that are in the game that I want to play. And, like, my shit works on the 360, and all I'd be getting is those, like, freestyle vocal things. Is the only thing I'd be missing. And I have to spend at least $80 on the game and the dongle.
Yeah,
So
there's that.
It's I don't envy you for reviewing that game, because it's really, like, my review would read like, I don't know, I paid more money to continue to play Rock Band. The notes are shiny. They, like, kind of glisten. And pulse.
I don't know. Fucking... They are going to spin up the DLC machine again. So there is
that going to be available for older games, too?
No, I don't think so.
Source, please.
I don't have one.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Journalism.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know if that was going to be the case.
I really don't think so, but I also don't know for sure.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
It's all that new DLC is going to be available. Honestly, if that would be what would make me buy the game, is if they said, we're releasing new DLC, and it's only available for Rock Band 4. It'd be like a couple weeks of me being like, you know what? I'm not really the biggest Black Keys fan. I don't really need that song in my life. And then they'd release some pack from, like, a band that's, like, one of my all-time favorite bands. And I'd be like, fuck, I guess I'm buying Rock Band 4. They put out, like, a Phoenix pack, or, like, a Lost Prophets pack, or Anne Berlin, or something like that. They'd be like, fuck, I literally cannot continue living without playing that in Rock Band, because that'd just be so much fun.
Yeah, so there's going to be that, I think.
All right,
so that might...
I gotta keep... This is definitely something I got to keep my ear to the ground on, but
yeah,
that's what I do every day, because video games is everything.
We breathe video games.
We breed video games.
We breed video games. It's in a basement. You should probably send help.
Hey, can I tell you about a video game that I played this week?
Nope.
All right. We will see you next week on the Bear vs. Handcast.
Yeah, what we got?
If whether or not this is a video game is up for debate.
Oh, no.
I say it is.
Okay.
Because, as I've mentioned before on this podcast, we at Bear vs. Band are always determining... We're always looking at the hottest issues, looking at games, and determining whether or not they are actually games.
Oh, that's true. Yep.
That should be our review system, is just... Is this a game, or is this not a game? Stamp.
Yep. Stamp. Games.
So I played the beginner's guide.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
So, the beginner's guide was created by Davey Wreden, who was the writer for the Stanley Parable.
Yes. This I know.
So, I've heard multiple different places this game referred to as a follow-up to the Stanley Parable, which might be technically true because it's the next game that guy made after working on the Stanley Parable.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone's not familiar, Stanley Parable was originally it's a Half-Life 2 mod. It's built in the Source engine. Eventually got its own release, and it's like a narrative game experience that it kind of adapts to the way that you play. So the best example of that is at the beginning. It says like Stanley woke up in his office and he went down the hall and he went in the door on the left, and then you go into the door on the right. And it's like actually he went to the door on the right, yeah, and then that's kind of the point, is that like the player has control over the narration in a sort of indirect way, and also the narrator like interacts with you in a very particular way in that game. Mm-hmm. That's kind of its claim to fame. Very interesting game. I never actually played the updated version, although I think I own it. I played the Half-Life 2 mod.
Oh, I've played the updated one.
It's good stuff. It's really different. Yeah. The Beginner's Guide is also very different. And so, like I said, a lot of people are referring to it as the follow-up to the Stanley Parable. Mm-hmm. And like I said, that's technically true, but every time someone says that, I want to powerbomb them. Like, this is not the Stanley Parable 2. This has nothing to do with the Stanley Parable.
Yeah, everything I've heard about this game is it's like, yes, it's made by the same guy, but it has almost nothing to do with the Stanley Parable.
It's made by one of the same guys.
Yeah.
And yes, there is a narrator. It is first person, and it's built in Source, but it's completely asinine to say that this is related to the Stanley Parable at all.
Right.
Like, it's just not. And like the misinterpretation of that is in the media has been like really upsetting to me, because they're two very important and distinct games. I just want to make that clear first and foremost. Mm-hmm. I don't really want to say too much about the game because I think that anyone who likes these kind of games should play this game. And when I say this kind of game, I mean narrative-driven games that...
Is it a walking simulator?
So it's part walking simulator. Yeah, yes. It falls under that category. So here's the thing. There's a weird value proposition to this game. The game is very forthcoming with the fact that it takes an hour and a half to play, which is why I bought it and played it.
Okay.
Because I like experiences like that, and I had a couple days off, and I said, I really want to play a game, beat it, and be able to write something about it. And that was the goal that I had. And it's a very short game, and I spent $8 on it because it's 20% off for the first week. I think that sale might be over by now. Yep. So the usual price is $10. A lot of people would look at it and say, $10 for an hour and a half, what a waste of money. And I can get that. I just don't agree with it. I'm of the mind that you're paying for the experience, and my time right now is a little bit more valuable than my money.
Sure.
Not by a lot, but so I'm perfectly happy to spend a small amount of time and make a money investment in an experience, and that's definitely what this is. The game is definitely a game because it can't be completed without your input. It's not a movie. I guess it's kind of... I've heard the comparison made. It's kind of like a visual novel / walking simulator.
I've heard comparisons to like Gone Home and the other one.
So Gone Home is way more like gamified. Like there's more game elements in Gone Home. You actually have to collect things.
I've heard all the beginner's guide is very linear, and to the point where it's like if you want to if you like stray too far off the path, it'll actually remind you to get back to what you're doing.
There's actually very few, because I was determined to search everywhere in this game, because I was like, even if I search every nook and cranny, it's still might only take me 2 hours, you know. That's not even possible most of the time. At one point, there's this big open area, and I walked behind. There's like these like big towers, like these big blocky buildings.
Yeah.
I walked behind one, and then the narrator was like, "I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing back there, so don't waste your time." And I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, that's really simple, but it was a nice touch. It is very linear. It's basically on rails, but you have to navigate the rail.
Sure.
Like it's you can't really change the course of the game. You can't stray too far off the path, but you do have to control it. Yeah, it's not just like a movie or something. The basic premise of the game is when you start the game, they put you in a Counter-Strike map, and the narrator who introduces himself as Davy Reedon, and it is him, but it's a fictionalized version of himself, as far as I can tell, unless he made like legitimately like the most deeply personal game ever and literally just like exposed himself to everyone, which I don't think is what happened, because if I read another review that after I wrote my review, which I really struggled with and I think is kind of shitty, I read some other reviews, and one of them basically said that like if basically he said if I believed that any of this story was true, then I probably wouldn't be writing this review right now, because I would feel it's like too personal or whatever to really get into. Because like writing about video games is one thing, but writing about like, you know, fictionalized versions of relationships between people that are in video games is like writing about those is one thing, but actually writing about those relationships between people is a whole separate thing. I kind of feel that same way, that it'd be kind of weird if this was definitely true, but definitely a true story. Basically, Davy Reedon tells you that he created this game. The Beginner's Guide is an exhibit of games created by a friend of his, and he wanted people to see them, so he put them all into like an executable, and he's going to walk you through it.
Yep.
And obviously, it's you know, there's more to it than that. It's more complex, but that's the basic gist of it. And then he kind of takes you on like an hour-and-a-half journey with some ups and downs, and you find out more about the person who made the games. You find out more about the narrator. I thought it was a very interesting and intimate experience. After playing about half the game, so let me supersede that by saying that the narration in this game by Davy Reedon it's really genuine.
Okay.
It really feels like he's just talking to you. And it really like, I don't know, like you feel a connection with him almost. It feels very personal in a subtle way, but in a way that I thought was very unique and distinct to this game. That's part of what I liked about it so much. I played about half of the game. I was hoping to play it in one sitting, but I played about half the game, and like life just happened, and I had to stop halfway through, and I had to stop and make dinner, and I was like, man, I miss Davey. No, like it wasn't even like I miss Davey because whatever, he's a man in a video game, but I wasn't done. I wanted to keep like, it was such like a personal experience that I was kind of sad that I couldn't keep going, and I was like, well, you know what? And then like it was getting on the day, and like my girlfriend was going to be home from work pretty soon, and I was like, I gotta finish the game tomorrow because I need to be alone with the Beginner's Guide. Like
that's another thing I've heard too. Is put some headphones on and like
definitely
play that game.
Definitely get some headphones on. Because after the first half or so, I was just like, it just felt like such an intimate game that I was like, I need to be like alone with this game, or to really enjoy it. But then eventually I came to the realization that I really wanted to finish it, and so I had to do my best to try and block out all other sensory and try and continue playing it. So I did finish. I did play it like that night, finish it that night, and it wasn't as good because I was a little bit distracted, but I just needed to see it through to the end. And it explores it starts going down some roads I thought was pretty predictable, but it kind of takes a little bit of a left turn. The biggest thing that it explores is the nature of creation, of creating things, and a lot of it has to do with specifically the creation of video games, which a very basic understanding is really necessary to play the game. If this is your first video game ever, you're not gonna it's totally gonna miss the mark for you.
Yep.
At not being really a creator myself, I don't make poetry or fiction or make video games or write books or any of that stuff. So I didn't directly connect with some of the messages, but I still really enjoyed it and I thought it was interesting.
Yep.
But the biggest thing that the other big theme in it is the relationship between people who make games and people who play games in a fascinating way that I also wasn't directly able to connect with, but it does tell a very interesting story. And so without saying too much about it, I wrote a review that basically the first two paragraphs said listen, if you want to play this, or if you like narrative driven games,
yep,
and this sounds interesting at all to you, then you should definitely play this game. Especially if you can find it in your heart to write off the $10 for an hour and a half of gameplay.
Yeah, just play it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. I mean, if you literally only play Call of Duty every year, and then obviously you're gonna hate this game. But
yeah,
if you've played other games like this and you liked them, I'd say even people who played the Stanley Parable and thought it was really cool should give this a shot, knowing, understanding that it's not like the Stanley Parable. My review continued on to like explain how I felt about the game. Ultimately, I wound up coming out of it a little bit confused, but I think that was kind of a big part of it. Like, the experience of it was really interesting, even if in the end I was kind of like, I don't understand what just happened. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like the ending of Black Ops 1, where they just repeatedly hit you over the head with a hammer, and there's this is what just happened. Don't you understand? I liked it.
I want to play it.
Yeah, I think Ryan from a couple years ago would probably be like, fuck this shit, this isn't a game. But I think you might actually gain some enjoyment out of it. I think it's worth a play.
I want to do that.
Yeah. Go for it, man.
Okay. Sick.
Okay.
Video games.
Yeah.
What else you got, man?
What else you got?
Nothing. I played a little bit more HOTS this week, but we've that's a dead
I don't
horse.
know what else I want to talk about. Well, HOTS just had a patch release that kind of adjusted some things that I think maybe we should talk about. But
yeah, sure.
Well, so I played a lot of mobile games, man. Still trying to find the one.
Have you played Shooty Skies?
I don't want to. It looks
Why?
bad because it's got a weapon rental system that you spend your in-game currency to rent weapons for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. And then you run out of lives that period of time, and then it seems a little bit too free to play.
Yeah.
Unlike Crossy Roads, that was just Yeah, you could spend money if you want, but you don't have to at all because you can just play as much as you want. They didn't limit how much you could play. They just gated costumes that you could eventually get if you were lucky and doing the slot machines every day, or you could like watch a video for more coins. In this game, it's like I'm pretty sure there's like lives and there's weapon rental things, and actually maybe there aren't lives, but I don't know. I thought about it. I'll probably give it a shot at some point, but
It's free, so it's like, why not? It's free, Nick.
yeah, it is. It is free. So, of the games I played this week, I'm just looking at my phone because I've got so many. I finally I cleaned my phone out of clicker games because I've been working on that article about iOS clicker games for way too long. And not even working on it a little bit every day, just I put it at the back, on the back burner for so long that and I just looked at my phone one day and it's I got to get rid of these clicker games, but I can't until I finish that article. So most of those are gone, but I replaced them with a million other games. And also didn't help that there's a sale. It might still be going on that there's 12 iPhone games that they're just these games look really good, and they're all on sale for $1. And so I picked up a bunch of those that looked interesting.
Yeah.
Including Monument of... Well, I already had Monument Valley, but Monument Valley is $1. And that game's good.
Sick.
Let me see if I can find where I saw that before. Looks like maybe it's not on sale anymore. What a shame.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, apparently the makers of Heads Up have a new game.
Oh, really?
Called Psych.
What is it?
Introducing Psych from the creators of Heads Up, an exciting new party game to play when you are with friends. Choose from a variety of fun categories in which each player makes up fake answers to real trivia questions.
Oh, so it's fibbage.
Can you pick the outrageous real answer among your friends' fakes? Get points for guessing right, and for each other player, you psych into guessing yours. Psych! Yeah, it looks like maybe that sale's done. But
okay.
I picked up a couple good games I picked up a couple games. I was playing ROP.
The fuck?
Which is rope, but without the E, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, and even even the iOS store knows what's up, and they made a list of the 10 best mobile clicker games.
Oh, seriously?
Which was not the point of my article. I just looked at 12 different games. I didn't actually rank them, or because that would require me to play 4 times as many just to determine which are the best 10. And that was not something that I have fucking time for.
Yeah.
So I guess the big games that I played this week on iOS were Lines and I played a little bit of Slayin'. Slayin'. Like slaying without the G.
Yep.
Which you've played before.
Have I?
You have a high score in there. I've got 2 Game Center friends, and you are one of them. And it says
I don't
you've
remember
played that
this game
before.
Don't remember this game.
It's like a game where you can move your character left and right and jump, and there's a little field, and your guy is
That's all you had to say.
Your guy's got a sword sticking out, and you just run him into slimes or jump up and hit bats.
I played that game 3 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, it's an older game. It's got a lot of really good reviews.
Yep, that's a good game.
Sure, I see why it's so highly reviewed, but there's nothing wrong with it.
It's fine. Yeah, it works.
I have to hold my iPhone sideways. I don't like doing that. It's gonna
that
sound
was
weird.
Back in the day where people wanted to hold their phone sideways to play games.
Right now I'm obsessed with finding games that can be played in portrait mode. I don't. So I actually found some interesting things online about people being like, "Hey, what are some games that you can play on the subway?" Which basically portrait mode, one hand, no gyroscope, and I was like, "Oh my god, that sounds perfect! Like that's the kind of game I want to play."
Yeah,
I want to play something simple. Like I don't want to play anything complex on my iPhone because like virtual controllers and things don't work that well. But if it's just like, hey, fucking, you just have to play. You can play with one hand in portrait mode. Like that sounds perfect to me. So I played a little bit of slaying. I played Lines. I played Doodle God. Those are the big ones. Doodle God on iOS is a weird thing because I played the Flash version a long time ago.
Yeah,
Doodle God is a game that it gives you a bunch of categories of elements that you have to mix, and then the elements themselves you mix together to make other quote elements. You basically start off with like water, air, earth, fire, like the primary building blocks of things, and then it gets completely out of hand, and you're making like demigod and warrior and Trent and cigarettes. Like those things aren't really elements at that point. Have you ever played the iOS version of this game?
I have. I think it might even still be on my phone.
It's a real weird thing.
Yeah,
because first of all, there's all sorts of microtransaction bullshit in it.
Yes,
but
there
like
is.
the main story, it gives you like an Earth, and as you create elements, it like fills in things on the map. Like it. And they also, I actually really like they do this thing where they challenge you. They're like, "Hey, we'll give you some free mana," which is kind of like their free to play currency, or one of them. If you find this particular element, and that's actually helped me get through some parts where I was really stuck, and I thought that's really cool. But right now, I need to make Butterfly, and I need to make Hero, and I don't know how. Usually, or in the past, they've given me these challenges, and I was really only a couple of steps away from them.
Yep.
And so it helped me get to the next step. So I'm figuring that, like, I have Beetle and I have Worm as elements. I gotta be mixing that with something to get Butterfly, right?
I would assume so. Like, I don't know.
So
that game makes no sense sometimes.
Yeah, some of the matches are a little bit weird. I was matching things. Like, he's got to, like, kind of throw you think about it for a while, and you realize, nope, not going to get anywhere unless I just throw my head, like, bang my head against it and just mix random stuff. They do this cool thing. It's kind of uncool. So, like, if I match water and fire, you create the element alcohol. And then, like, 100 hours later, I've made, like, almost all of the elements, and I match water and fire again because I don't know what to match. It'll, like, play a little cutscene and be like, you created alcohol again, and just waste your time.
Yep.
Or you can spend 800 mana. They give you 1,000. You spend 800 mana to disable repetition permanently.
Yep.
And so those little cutscenes won't play for ones that you've already found.
Right.
You can also do some stuff like for 24 hours it'll show a dotted border for elements that have no pair. But that costs 350 mana, and that's probably not a good use of that.
Nope.
Oh, fuck. I don't want to watch a video. I hit the wrong button, you guys. I have to watch a Clash of Clans ad or something like that.
Oh, you fucked up.
Gosh darn it. Oh, no, I don't even know what this game is called. That's a really good ad, you guys. Very generic. Yeah, so 1,000 mana costs $4. So that's not good. I also this game costs 99 cents, which I think would probably be an appropriate amount of money to pay for this game if it didn't have any of the microtransaction crap in it.
Yeah.
And it's got more scenarios. So there's like the base game where you have to just find all 249 elements. But then there's a bunch of other stuff to do too. Let's see if I can find the full list here. And you can like buy hints and stuff like that if you're lost. And I've actually found that if you enable notifications. If you don't play for a while, it'll be like, hey, why don't you come back and try this thing that will definitely give you a match. So there's puzzles, there are quests that I don't even understand. Like, they give you like a different parameter of elements to do. Or like puzzle is they give you a certain number of elements that are actually finite. So when you mix them, they disappear. And so Independence Day in a village. Create firecracker from stuff at hand. So you get like some elements and you have to try and make a firecracker, but each of the elements as you match them, you lose them. So that actually seems like it adds something to the game that I'm not sure I necessarily care about, but that seems like an okay thing.
Yeah,
like that actually adds content. So yeah, I mean, like I'm kind of just like chipping away at that game. It's kind of dumb and whatever. The other game I played is Lines, which
is that?
A game I picked up as part of that 99-cent sale. It's hard to describe.
Okay.
It's basically like a level-based puzzle game where there's different modes, but so the ones I have now, I have point mode and I have eraser mode. Basically, they give you... do the daily challenge. To win this level, candy 2 times in a row. They give you a figure. It's like a figure with gray outlines. And in point mode, the objective is to place 2 points. Man, this is really hard to describe, you guys.
It sounds like it.
So imagine like a figure 8, like in gray outlines, and they tell you like your color is green, but on the figure 8 there's already like 2 other colored dots, and when then you place your dots, and then from the dots in every direction, it draws a line along the gray line at the same speed of all the other dots, and the objective is to color in the most of the gray line using your color.
Yeah. Okay.
And when when 2 colors collide, they just stop. And when you hit a junction, it spreads across the whole junction. I found that starter mode was fairly simple, because you kind of I put a dot near all the joints, and I found that pretty quickly got me the most amount of space. And like that's pretty much what I just did just now. You place the dot, the lines draw out, and then if you cover the most space, you win. If not, you lose, and you can try again. You move on to the next level, or you just move ahead like 3 levels. Like it's not challenging. It's very casual. Like they don't really care.
Yeah.
It's kind of... It's not dumb, but it's mindless. It's super casual and simple.
That's what it sounds like.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, all right.
It's like a silly little game to play. Eraser mode, it gives you the shape with a bunch of dots on it already, and some of the dots are yours, and you have to erase like your competitor's dots. Like you give you a certain number of dots you can erase from the figure, so that the dots that you have spread farther. And I think that maybe that's like a little bit of a better way to do it. But there's also like 3 more game modes I haven't unlocked yet, so maybe those innovate even more? Question mark?
Yeah, maybe.
Or it's just more of the same.
Who knows?
We'll never know. Oh man, I got skunked by Magenta on that one.
Book.
Yeah, it's a silly little game. Looks kind of cool. But I have to play it in landscape.
Well, fuck that.
Yeah, seriously. I played a couple other games, but not really enough to talk about.
Okay.
I know I mentioned ROP, but I don't even want to get into that. It's hard. It's actually not that hard. I was just in an altered mind when I was playing it, and it made no sense to me at first. And then I played it later, and I was like, oh, okay, this just isn't really that fun. Yeah, I mean, so the big thing for me this week is that I don't know what game to play next.
Uh-oh.
So we're at that whole clicker thing. I beat the beginner's guide, wrote about it, and now I'm like, now what? I'm playing Mad Destiny at night, making moves on that. Big stuff happening there. New exotic missions. Like they're kind of rolling out new missions and for new weapons and stuff like as time goes along, which is really cool. But I don't even know what game to play. Like I just been kind of playing games for like I do this all the time, but I've kind of just been playing games for like 40 minutes at a time, being like, do I want to play this game? No. And then just like move on to the next one, and hopefully eventually one of those games that I play for 40 minutes will catch me, and I'll actually want to finish them. But that has
man,
that has yet to happen. I'm open to reasonable suggestions though.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, man. I just need to go through my Steam library and like find something. I actually kind of already did that, but I'll probably talk about that next week. Hey. So let's talk about you played some HOTS the other day. We played HOTS earlier this week before the patch came out. But let's talk about Heroes of the Storm patch 14.0.
Okay.
Which is
yes.
I didn't realize they had that many patches. That seems like a lot of patches.
It is.
Every patch where they change a thing, they're just like fucking new number.
Yeah, new number. It's a thing. Let's.
Oh, dude, is that
patch notes?
What's that shitty warrior that nobody likes? The Spider-Man.
Oh, is it a new Barak?
Yeah, I think that guy's free this week. Oh man,
Yeah,
it's a Lily free week. I hate this.
Yeah,
game.
dude.
I don't like
I
Lily
hate
free
this
weeks. I don't like Lily free weeks, Ryan.
I'm sorry.
There's too many. There's too many Lilies.
No, it's okay.
So they added a new character.
Yeah, I bought her.
I know. I actually
Even
didn't see that
even
one
though I
coming.
said I wasn't going to. I did it.
I thought you
anyway.
weren't going to do that.
Yeah, me too. She's okay.
Yeah, well, you like support characters, so
I do.
That makes sense.
So for anyone who's wondering, they added the medic from StarCraft. They call her Lieutenant Morales.
Which, yeah, medics from StarCraft. Obviously, they know so much about that series. I know that's a thing.
Yeah. She's got good heals.
Is she?
But
she looks
she
like
can't do shit else.
She looked like she'd be tankier. Is she tankier?
She's not. She's not even kind of tanky. She has like one of the lowest health pools in the game.
Really?
Yep.
I figured like if you're gonna make a character that's only good at healing, you got to at least beef up their HP a little bit, make it a little bit harder to kill or something.
She's got big old Healy beams, and she can't even heal herself. So
she can't heal herself at all.
She can't heal herself until she picks up a talent at like level 13.
Jeez.
She's got a grenade that does a little bit of knockback. She's got not a shield, but a damage reduction ability. But she has the most OP heroic in the game.
Yeah,
if you're playing on certain maps.
Can't she just like shuttle everyone out of the hot zone?
So I was playing as her, and we were playing
your entire team.
Yeah, so I was playing on the tribute map, and I was like, okay, guys, let's just all stick together, and then whenever tribute spawns, everybody get in my medevac, and we'll all just go there at the same time, and everybody's like, okay.
Jesus.
And we won the game in like 8 minutes.
Holy crap.
It was, the other team was just like, we don't know where they're gonna go. I don't.
That's how it worked. I thought that the medevac, her heroic ability would only take you back to base. I don't know why I assumed that.
It I don't know why either, but it takes you wherever you want. And the cooldown's wicked short. It's only like 45 seconds.
And you basically set up the medevac, and you say like, "Take us here," and you'll place it on the ground, and then
people can right-click it, and then you go there. That's it,
dude. That's insane.
Yep,
I love it.
It's so OP and dumb. I like it a lot.
I'm glad that you bought her. Hey, we should play Heroes of the Storm soon.
Hey,
actually, I was thinking that anyways, not just because we can cheat now.
I want to play that game.
Anything else important to say about Lieutenant Morales?
No. She's really bad at everything but healing and bringing people places.
Yeah, but those are such valuable things that might actually be worth it. Yeah. They spruced up some hero abilities, making them look better.
Yep.
Uther has received updated cloth physics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's some big changes to warriors.
Like in general?
Patch. Yeah, in general, and also specifically.
What are the general changes?
Pretty much every warrior is a little better, except for Johanna and Leoric, who are both a little worse.
Yeah,
because they're OP.
Yeah, because they got nerfed. I mean, I think it was the crowd clearing thing was a problem for both of them. They basically just nerfed Leoric's ability for his like giant swing thing. It was just too strong.
It's too strong. Yeah. But all the other heroes got buffs. Tassadar.
Yeah, Tassadar got a big boost. Except
Tassadar got
his
buffs.
Avatar heroic got taken down, or whatever he calls it, Ascendant form.
Archon. Yeah, that got reduced because that was really strong.
Yeah, it was. It kind of. Well,
they also buffed Tyrande too.
The nerf was specifically to the damage it did, because it did too much damage, and people were using it to like deal damage, and that's not necessarily what that talent existed or that ability existed for.
Yeah. Tyrande got big buffs. I'm actually kind of curious to play as her again.
Like one of her heroics just got like changed.
Shadowstock is no longer like a big stealth reveal. It's like all heroes near you are healed over 8 seconds, and then you get a big burst of healing. It kind of looks like Tranquility.
I think it stealths your team, and then afterwards it heals them.
Nope, no stealth.
Oh, I thought she had an ability that made everyone...
She might, but...
maybe that's a thing.
They changed it.
I thought that was the one. No, whatever.
No. They added the thing I wanted for XR, which is the ability to move Misha a little bit better.
Oh man, level 10 Rexar is coming. I have to buy another stim pack.
Kill yourself. It's not worth it.
Thinking about it. It might be worth it. Even though I'm level 4, you know.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
I know. It makes me feel good to get extra experience. It's become the norm. It's a problem.
That's how they get you.
Chen material cost less.
Yep.
Loading screens tell you who you're going to be playing against and with.
And also how quickly or slowly their computer is loading, so you can know who to blame when it takes forever for your game to load.
Oh, good. That's exactly what we needed. Just more finger pointing. I can't think of any other big things that changed.
That's kind of it.
Computer controlled characters now use pre-made builds as opposed to picking things randomly. Apparently,
that's
as
better.
they leveled up, they just pick a random, like, one of the 4 choices.
That's hilarious.
No, like Blizzard said, like, here's Epic Tauren Chieftain's tank build. And they will always do that.
That sounds better.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to go. Not that, you still obviously don't want anybody to disconnect, but that's the way to go. Zeratul got nerfed.
Thank God.
Which I'm fine with, because screw that guy. Nazebo got nerfed a little bit.
He's actually really strong, so I'm not surprised.
He was really strong. I didn't realize that until I had to play as Diablo Specialists, and I played as him, and I, dominated 2 matches in a row. Yeah. And I was like, holy shit, what? Why is he... What? Chen's got, an entire page of changes just to himself.
Chen wasn't very good, and then they made him better.
And apparently,
I'm excited to play as Chen
they
again.
Changed Diablo. He's got several changes. The big point of it is that they want him to be a gank warrior. Like, that was what he was always supposed to be, and he wasn't good at that.
I got fucked by a Diablo this morning, so yeah, I can
Did
see
he
that.
like flip you around and just beat
Yeah.
the shit out of you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they reinforce that kind of like, yeah, he's a warrior and he can take some hits, but like he's there just to kill you.
Yep.
And they changed Stitches a lot too. Apparently, he was
I've never
really,
played Stitches.
He was really
so.
weak against mages previously.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of shifted. He used to be able to build into a regeneration, like a build that was really effective, where he became really hard to kill because he would just regenerate life.
Yeah.
Now they kind of made it so that he specializes in just having a ton of life. So like those abilities that do a set amount of damage, like Jaina's like Frostbolt and whatever, won't affect him as much. But like Devour, his ability that heals him, works a little bit better in accordance to his new health pool, something like that. I only played him a couple times, but I never.
Yeah.
In those times I played, I didn't go like, man, every time I see Jaina, she kicks my butt. This is bullshit. Like, I didn't really draw any conclusions like that at all. So, but they know more about this than I do. Overall, good changes, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Good stuff. Thanks, Blizzard.
Thanks, Blizzard. You did it again.
I'll buy a stim pack because you make good things. I think I'll buy a stim pack anyways. Whatever.
Stimpack.
Did anything happen this week in the world of video games? Not a lot. Let's put it that way. The PS4 costs $350 now,
That's pretty great.
which is how much the Xbox One costs, apparently.
Yep.
So even though PS4 has more systems in homes than the Xbox One, Sony's like, we gotta just get even more out there.
Well, they want to keep competitive. So
Xbox announced a whole bunch of bundles that they're releasing this holiday season.
did they? I missed that.
Yeah,
I
like
have an
5
Xbox
different
One,
bundles, including like
Yeah.
a Gears of War special edition and like one that comes with Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I think it's like a Fallout 4 bundle. It's a couple different bundles. I didn't look up. I mean to look up the specifics on them, but maybe there's bundles coming out for PS4 too. Like there's that custom edition Star Wars one that I think is now that's the new price point.
Yeah.
They're doing. I mean, they want us. They're both looking to sell more consoles this holiday season through a variety of different ways. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I think PS4 is still going to come out on top, especially with this price drop.
Oh yeah, no. Fucking.
We'll see what happens on Black
Microsoft's
Friday.
screwed.
We'll see what happens on Black Friday, because what is on sale at Target could be really like the deciding factor
Yeah.
for
that's
which
true.
one moms decide to buy. Hey, you know we talked about last week how PS4 got Super Meat Boy finally, and it was free for
Yeah.
the month.
Yeah.
So, the thing about that is that it's the same game except for the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, I heard it's different.
And what happened was, so Danny Baranowski, Danny B.
Danny B.
I want to try and get this right, because I also should read his tweets on the subject because they were interesting. Basically, Danny Baranowski, and he wrote and he written, composed, arranged the original Super Meat Boy soundtrack.
Yep.
And it's breathtaking. I mean,
Is it really good? I've never played that game, so I don't know.
you ever played that game?
Nope.
So, it's not that it was like, it's really, really good. It's the quintessential, like, good indie game soundtrack. Like,
Yep.
if anyone was like, hey, what's an indie game that has a good soundtrack? That would be, like, the first thing that would come to my mind. Would be Super Meat Boy, the original Super Meat Boy. And so, when they were re-releasing the game, they needed to relicense the music. And although he's independent. I mean, he's independent. Like an independent composer, so it's not like a legal thing. But they still had to be like, "Hey, Danny, is it cool if we give you this much money and we'll put your music in the new version of the game?" And he was just like, "No."
Oh, okay.
He says, "I own all the rights to my music, and Team Meat approached me to license music for the PS4 and Vita versions. I didn't feel like the license fee and exposure through PSN they offered was enough to make me seriously consider accepting the deal. I decided to decline the offer. I wish them and the new artists the best of luck with the game."
Fuck. All right.
He also says that this is because I no longer have a working relationship with Team Meat. Yeah. So, I don't know what the fuck his problem is. Like, I don't know what happened. Like,
yeah,
this
that's
is
weird.
The new soundtrack. I haven't listened to it fully, but it's not like it's bad. Like, the music in there is still valid music, but it's not the original soundtrack. So I don't like it. Like, when I first turned on the PS4 version, I expected all the music that I'd heard the first time. Like, when it wasn't the music I was expecting to hear, I was angry. And
like, irrationally?
Yeah, I was irrationally angry, and I kind of just said, like, oh, well, this shitty shit is shit. It's not that bad, but I really like the old one. And I don't know what dumb bullshit happened between Team Meat and Danny Baranowski that this happened, but this is shitty garbage bullshit. It's like... it just happens, man.
Yeah.
You know, like... I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Because, okay, so I follow Edmund McMillan, which is... He's half of Team Meat.
Yep.
Also, I was gonna say the other guy's name, but I'm gonna mispronounce his last name because I'm stupid. His name's Tommy Refinez or something like that. Like, I'm an asshole for... Whatever.
Yeah, you suck.
I'm a jerk. I kind of know his name. And so he's just been retweeting what people have been saying, like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I finally get to play Super Meat Boy on PS4. This game's the best." And then this morning, I saw a tweet. Someone was just like, "Hey, are you going to be adding the new soundtrack to the Steam version?" And I was just like, "Oh my god, fuck, holy
oh shit, yeah. That sounds terrible."
They've been looking into it, but they also said, like, we're going to leave the original one in there too, obviously. He's not stupid. You know, they did the best with what they could. They obviously wanted to have the original soundtrack in the PS4 version, and when Danny told them they couldn't, they found some other artists to do it. It's a collaboration between 3 different artists. One is Ridiculon, which they did the music for Binding of Isaac Rebirth, which, if you had asked me, "Hey, Nick, does the Binding of Isaac Rebirth have a soundtrack?" I'd be like, I don't know. Does it? Like, I played that game for at least 10 hours, and I didn't even notice. Like, that none of its music stuck with me at all. Which is not a slight on them, but their contribution to the game is okay. It just is so different. Like, the first level map music and level music is so different in comparison. It's deeply upsetting to me.
That sucks.
It's not bad.
That's
by itself, if you just play me that song, I'd be like, sure, fine. But it's so much different in comparison. Some of the other stuff sounds a little bit closer. This guy named Scattle, who did the Hotline Miami soundtrack, he worked on part of some of the later levels. I listened to some samples of those. They sound okay. They sound a little bit more similar to what the original game sounded like, which I'm sure isn't exactly what they were going for, but it's still... I think it's a little bit more appropriate to what I consider to be the tone of the game. But ultimately, you know, Team Meat licensed out this new music, and they wrote it, and they said, "This is good. We're going to put it in our game." So, I guess I'm a stupid asshole. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know, man.
If other people are liking
play this game,
what?
This version of this game? Are you telling me I shouldn't play this version?
Man, it's a super good game. I love Super Meat Boy.
Should I just play it on my Vita with the sound turned down and just not worry about it?
You should download I'll give you a download link to the original soundtrack. You should put it on your Vita and play it in the background, which I don't think is possible.
I don't know if that's
I mean,
possible.
having it on Vita is such a good opportunity. It's such a good game, Super Meat Boy. It's just that it's like a super. Obviously, it's a super hard platformer, but just the controls are perfect, and when you die, this level restarts right away. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many little details in that game are perfect. I mean, if that's the only way that you own this game, you should get it. You should play it. I mean,
I think
actually,
I own
if you really
it
want
on
to play it,
Steam.
I can get you. You probably do because it's been on sale so many times. I can also hook you up with a DRM free version of it, possibly.
Yeah,
because I've never actually used that. I only have the Steam version. I never even really used that other version I have. Or I might even have I wouldn't have a gift code lying around. Actually, I might. Yeah, well, tell me if you have it or not.
PC is downloading a Witcher 3 patch.
All 14 gigabytes of it.
Yeah. I was like, I heard my hard drive ticking, and I'm like, why is it doing something right now? And I'm like,
it's writing a Witcher 3 patch.
Got it. Okay. Anyway.
That game's super good. You should play it one way or another.
I put it in my newly reorganized Steam library.
Oh, so you did have it?
Yeah, I do have it.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at it
Definitely
now.
just get a 360 controller and play it on Steam. That's the way to do it.
Okay. All right.
And this,
I bought that game 5 years ago.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
you should definitely play that. I also really want you to play. We talked about it last week. I really want you to play Space Funeral. It's that free RPG Maker game.
I forgot about that.
You should play that soon. Next time you're
is that a browser game?
No, you have to download it. It's executable.
I have to download it. Let me download it while I'm still thinking about it.
Good idea. Next time you're like, I don't know what game to play those two games.
Okay. I feel like I should play Space Funeral first because it's probably shorter.
Yes. Well, Super Meat Boy, if you just play through the main story, it probably only takes a couple hours, but depending.
But what if I'm bad at platformers?
Well, this game is pretty good at the controls doing exactly what you want them to do, so you'll probably get good at it pretty quickly. But that will slow you down. Yes, that is true. Okay. If you're bad at it, it'll keep you from beating it. That much is definitely true. I think it's got a good level of challenge, and the curve, the difficulty curve, is just right for most players. It's not gonna be right for everyone, but it's pretty good. Okay, it's download Space Funeral, and I think there's one.
I just did.
So one other thing we wanted to talk about. Far Cry Primal.
What is it?
Far Cry Primal. I don't know enough about it yet to really say shit. And
that game looks okay.
Destiny microtransactions, I want to talk about next week when they're actually in the game.
Okay.
But they've announced that they're coming on the 13th. So far, you can only buy dances.
Oh,
and
that sounds terrible.
That's fine. I don't have to buy dances. That won't impact my gameplay experience at all. I wonder how long you'll only be able to buy dances for before they start adding other things. Because they're adding a whole new currency.
Yeah.
It's not just you select it in the game and then it pops a window that says, we're going to charge a credit card you have on file $2. Is that cool?
No.
So we'll see. We'll talk about that later. But I don't know if you guys have been keeping abreast of the situation with the voice actor strike, specifically the SAG-AFTRA. I mean, it's the whole film. It's like the
It's the
Screen
union,
Actors Guild.
It's the union that makes all the popular voice actors in games.
So that's only there's a section of it. It's not even necessarily about SAG-AFTRA. It's the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, which that encompasses voice actors. This isn't necessarily about video game voice actors.
It's about all voice actors.
Obviously, we want to spin it that way because this is a video game podcast.
Right.
So the big thing about this that I was going to just kind of not necessarily ignore this, but very recently, just a few days ago, they took a vote and they said they voted within themselves and they said, poll, Are you guys willing to Are you guys willing to go on strike over these not getting these terms that we want? And 96.52% of them said yes. We are willing to go on strike if we don't get what we want. And so now deliberations are going to get real, knowing that a legitimate strike is seriously on the table. So what they're arguing for better conditions for voice actors.
Yep.
In a bunch of different ways. So the key, like the bullet points of this list, what they're asking for. They want more transparency about the rules in games for which actors will be recording lines. Because apparently, like you'll have as a member of the union of SAG-AFTRA, you'll have like an advocate for you that will tell you like, hey, listen, man, we got this really good gig for you. You should go do some lines. They're going to pay you this much money. And you don't necessarily find out what you're going to be doing until you get there. And they're like, fuck that, stop that shit. We want to know what we're getting ourselves into before we sign up for it. Which is fair.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know how many times people have actually gotten burned doing that. Like, I can see how that might be a problem, but I don't know if there's like a history of that ending poorly for people. They also want stunt pay for especially stressful or demanding recording session. Which is like voice strain and things like that for like doing a lot of grunts and...
It's about like doing like 3 hours of yelling.
Yeah, because then, that negatively affects their ability to work for a certain period of time after that because their voice is recovering.
Yep.
Which, we're talking about... That doesn't seem too unreasonable. If we talk about numbers of how much money they want, it might be that it actually is unreasonable, but we'll see about that. They want stunt coordination on motion capture shoots. Yeah, because apparently a lot of the time they hire these voice actors and they're just like, okay, now we're gonna do mocap, and he's like, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't know we were doing this. I don't want to do this. They're like, no, you're good. You're good. We hired you. You have to do it. And depending on what kind of game you're making, there can be some dangerous stunts involved, semi-dangerous stunts involved in this. The motion capture. So they want to have professional stunt coordinators available for that, which that is something that will drive up costs of games even more. And obviously it would be like developer, the publisher, who's paying for stunt coordination and paying for like hazard pay for people who do strenuous recording sessions. And then like the big one that's kind of like the biggest point of contention is that they want royalties. And so any SAG-AFTRA actor who's in a game wants royalties based on how many games the game they're in sells.
Yeah.
So the proposed agreement is they make $825.50 for every 2 million units sold. And that caps out, I think, at 8 million units, and they make $3,300 or $10 million, I think.
Yep.
Either way, that doesn't seem unreasonable in and of itself. But if you got multiple voice actors from SAG-AFTRA in your game, and you say...
Which you do, if you have more than one voice actor, because of how that works.
Yes. And you sell 10 million units or whatever... I mean, you made a lot of money just now, but now you're giving out $3,300 times 10, 15, 20 for all the people who were a part of the game.
Yeah.
And that can kind of be pricey, and that's something that... so the biggest thing is, like, yes, Activision is making Call of Duty 45, and they're like, yo, get a bunch of SAG-AFTRA guys in here. Yeah, we sold 10 million copies, whatever, give them their money. hazard pay, hire a stunt coordinator, whatever. It'll all shake out in the bottom line. But if you and me are making a game, and we're just like, we want to have like a good voice actor in it. Our Kickstarter made a lot of money, and we're going to shell out for a good voice actor. And then he gets there, and he's like, oh yeah, now you have to give me all this money, and you have to give me hazard pay, and you have to get a stunt coordinator. Well, we wouldn't have mocapping, but like, they want like a whole bunch of money from developers that might not have money to give them.
Realistically, this is only going to affect really big games. 2 million units is a shitload of games. Most games don't sell that many units.
That is true. But it's some of the other stuff. It's the hazard pay, and they want some... I haven't been able to find the exact details on it, but they want some sort of guarantee that, like, if you hire one SAG-AFTRA union actor, everyone who works on the project in a certain capacity needs to be part of that union.
Yeah,
obviously
that's
not
true.
Like the development team not included, but like all the voice team and like the motion capture guys all have to be unionized, and it's like,
well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to create some kind of standard, because they're trying to turn it into like what movies are, which makes sense because that's sort of the direction we're heading with the big budget stuff of like,
yeah, that's true.
Everybody's part of a union, so nobody gets screwed, and blah, blah, blah. You have to make a deal, work it out with the union reps so that everybody's treated properly, all of that nonsense. I don't know. The stuff they're asking for, I don't know how voice acting works, so it's like, I don't know. I can't really have an informed opinion, but it's like, it doesn't sound unreasonable to have like some protection via stunt coordinators and all that stuff, and to actually know what you're going to do when you walk in.
Yeah, that one's not unreasonable.
You know, as for like, you know, royalties paid, I'm sure that's like a negotiable number because, you know, whatever.
Yeah, ultimately that isn't really that much money. That's
yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the big. That's not going to be the big point of contention. I don't think.
If they had 100 voice actors.
They won't. I mean, Skyrim has like more voices than like anybody in the whole world, and it's just like 15 people doing all of them.
Right. So it's really not that much money, even at the highest.
Yeah.
Like even at cap. So I'm all for it. It opens up a dialogue to like get maybe some larger sweeping, you know, work environment stuff to happen. The ball has to start rolling somewhere. So if it starts with voice actors and then it leads down to like developers who are like getting overworked or whatever, that's all good for me. So
yeah, I see what you're saying. The thing about it for me is, like you said, that video games are getting to be like movies.
Yes,
but here's the thing: they're not movies.
In terms of how they're produced. Okay. And stuff, it's becoming closer and closer to how movies are made.
So there's two big things for me. One is that they are like, we want to be treated fairly, but they're only part of what a video game is. You have tons of other people working on the project, and it's not like the developers and the designers and everyone else who works on the project are living lives of luxury. They get to sit in a spa coding, like,
right.
It's not fun for them either. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We need some more. If this opens up the discussion, then it is a good thing. But like, it's not fair for anybody.
No,
it's like, ultimately, especially with smaller teams, you're making like a mid-tier game. You have a team of like 15, 20 people. Maybe like you got picked up. You know, you're like No Man's Sky or something like that, and you have like a publishing deal with Sony. And it's like but you're such a small team, you're working around the clock, and like your bottom line is being affected by the fact that you're putting so much money in development that Sony gave you, and now the money that you get to take away from it is being affected by how much money you have to give these voice actors now, because even though you're in there 7 days a week because you're such a small team, just getting it done, working yourself, like killing yourself over this, and then Will Wheaton comes in and says, "Oh wow, I had to really grunt a lot. Give me $3,000." You're like, "Fuck off! I haven't seen my kids in a week." Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a huge point of contention. Like, I only mentioned Will Wheaton is because he wrote an article that was about, well, A, I hate him, and B, he wrote an article in favor of the better conditions for voice actors. I haven't read yet, but it's not fair for anybody. And I mean, like I said, if this opens up the discussion about making it more fair all around and like changing the way some of this stuff works, especially with those big publishers, then this is a good thing.
I mean, it has to, because if this eventually goes through, either A, nobody's going to hire SAG-AFTRA voice actors anymore, or B, the people like actually making the game are going to be like, hey, look at all these voice actors you're paying more to do stuff for.
Yeah.
Would you like more money, please?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's a thing. Like, they seem to be doing okay for themselves. I mean, I guess like the big ones I'm sure are fine, but there's plenty of smaller.
Yeah, like Activision, EA, they're gonna do good.
They'll be fine. They're not gonna be affected by this. It's some of those middle of the road developers that it gets kind of weird with, and I don't know what it really means in the big picture, because I don't know enough about what it means to develop a game. But
yeah, there's that.
Like, I don't know, man. It just sucks for everyone. And SAG-AFTRA is they're willing to like hold their breath until it sucks less for them, but not everyone who works in the game industry has that option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. The other big thing about this, in my opinion, is that I feel like by saying that they want royalties for games sold, they're saying, hey, my presence in this game helped you sell it. Like, you sold 2 million units because I was in this game and I was so good.
That's the thing, though. It's like, who realistically buys a game because Nolan North is in it?
Fucking very few people.
Yeah, so that part of the argument totally falls short for me.
Like, do movie actors, do they get royalties, or do they just get a sum? Like
I have no idea. I bet you it's argued on a per actor basis, because like if you look at like say like the Bourne Identity movies, that one where Matt Damon wasn't in it, I bet you Jeremy Renner didn't make a lot, like nearly as much money.
I bet. We also had to pay Jason Bourne, Matt Damon, a lot less money because he wasn't in it.
Yeah,
exactly. That's the thing. Is like, you can say, I'm trying to think of a movie star, like,
you can say Tom Cruise is in Mission Impossible, and if Tom Cruise wasn't in Mission,
I almost used Tom Cruise. I thought it was a shitty idea. Like,
no, that's fine. If Tom Cruise is in your Mission Impossible, it's a Mission Impossible. But if you put another actor in it, it's not a Mission Impossible.
And you have to pay Tom Cruise a lot of money to get him to be in it. But once he's
crazy,
in it, there'll be plenty of people who go like, "Oh, Tom Cruise is back in that Mission Impossible movie. I gotta go see that."
Right,
and just his presence, no matter how bad he is in it, no matter how hard he phones it in, his presence will get you more movie tickets than if he wasn't. Yep. I mean, if he's like super duper shitty, like, yeah, people will still get the first ticket and then not recommend it to their friends. He might not make as much, but you know what I mean. Like, Troy Baker. Let's talk about Troy Baker.
Okay, Troy Baker.
Troy Baker is the man, in my opinion. I mean, he wasn't so big when I saw him live in person at Anime Boston, like 2006 or something like that. But now he's in every game ever. And like, I didn't even know. I pre-ordered Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare last year. I didn't know he was in that game. I don't give a shit that he's in that game. He's great.
Baker in every game.
He's in every game. I don't care. He's good. He's very good at what he does.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, he's Booker in BioShock Infinite. I don't care. I want to play the next BioShock game. You know, he's in like one of the Batman games. I haven't played those because I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, it's not selling units. Troy Baker's presence is not selling units, but he still thinks that he should get 33 or like he should get $3,300 when a game that's going to sell. Man, like games, when a game is created and released, before it even starts selling, it's already predetermined. Like, is it going to sell 10 million units or not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Destiny, no matter how bad that game was, it was going to move some fucking units. Because of how they amped it up and how they advertised it and how much money they put into making it.
I just read a statistic that was like Destiny outsold Metal Gear Solid 5 in its launch month.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny.
Yeah, it's a year-old game. Although Taken King revitalized it in a lot of big ways. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the sort of game that, like, it's going to sell that many units
if you're
anyways.
Like, as someone who's going to work on a project, right up front if you're going to be part of a $10 million project or not.
Right.
Like, or 10 million copy project.
Which is why you should just... if you're signing a contract about how much money you're getting paid to be in Destiny, knowing the nature of that game, you should probably just ask for more instead of trying to seek... Like, when it inevitably sells 8 million copies, you don't have to go and collect your $3,300. That $3,300 should be in the cost of you being in it in the first place, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It just, I feel like that's just, I mentioned this already, but like it's a shitty thing to happen to some of those middle of the road developers where like Sony's like, well, you used all your development money making No Man's Sky, and now you sold 10 million units, and now that's got to come out of your pocket. Maybe that's not exactly how it would happen, but like. You gotta pay Will Wheaton $3,300 because you sold a lot. You made a good game.
I mean, that's
even though no one would buy No Man's Sky based on who's in it. You're either gonna buy No Man's Sky or you're not gonna buy No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
it's.
I mean, at that point, you just have to, as a developer, just be like, well, This game's getting some traction, pre-release stuff. So I don't know. I might have to pay money. I don't know. I don't know how this works.
And like I guess having a bad voice actor in it can trash your game. Like hiring somebody that's not.
Yeah, hire somebody that sucks. Doesn't work either.
Yeah, like that's not necessarily like having to avoid using SAG-AFTRA is not ideal. Like I think they do need to come to an agreement. I don't think it wants to get to the point where, like, it would not be good if it got to a point where they asked for a certain thing and then they agreed to it, but it was so unrealistic that they just decided to stop using unionized voice actors.
Yeah,
like that would not be a good outcome for this.
Yeah, man.
I guess we'll see what happens because the deliberation is coming up. Whether they're voting to see, or they're going to try and figure out. Come to an agreement, and if they don't, then they've
been authorized to strike. So
and pretty much everyone's on board, 96.5%. So, trying to find the exact date of when this deliberation is going to take place, and if they don't get what they want, they're going to go on strike. I think it's happening this month.
It's either this month or next month.
Yeah, I think it's before the end of this month. But like, if they go on strike, that's going to be.
Well, all it'll mean is that not this year, not the next year, but probably like the year after that, if they don't come to agreement and like resolve the strike quickly, it'll just mean that like 2017 will have no games with like Nolan North in it.
I'm okay with that. It'd probably be a real good time for independent voice actors if they go on strike.
I mean, yeah, that's realistically what would happen.
But maybe a bad time for games, because all the games will have bad voice actors in it.
Yeah.
Which,
yeah,
like I mentioned before, is not always the point.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some games that live or die by its voice acting, and some games that doesn't even matter.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yep.
Let's pack it in. Guys,
I'm done.
We are on a new feed
Which you know because you're on it right
yes, but if word is not out there yet, you got to let some people know that the feeds are different. If you wonder why we stopped updating, it's because if your friend goes, "Hey, Bob, why did Bear vs. Mancast stop releasing these new episodes?" They're like, "No, they just switched feeds. You got to resubscribe here." I've been meaning to actually put that, like, pin that to the top of our Twitter account.
We should do that. That's smart.
This is the actual real feed. And so that also means that we lost some of our really good 5-star reviews. That's true. There was at least one on there that was not done by someone I know personally. And hey, if you're listening, first of all, thank you. I finally read your review. Can we still access the old one?
We can. So here's the thing: the old one is still in there.
I think it will go away eventually.
That's what I've been told, but I can't delete it because they don't allow you to do that. So I wrote Apple an email, but they're really good at doing what I asked them to because we're very important. So yeah, I don't know. It's the one with the in it. God damn it.
The one with the in it?
Yeah, I had to quote change the name.
So which is the new one? Is the one with the?
It's the one with the and the picture of the video games on it.
Yes, it does finally have updated image.
Yeah, after like 6 months.
Oh, it is it's official. This is the Bear vs. Mancast.
Or if you're feeling.
So, like I said, some of these reviews are written by good friends of mine who listened to the podcast and, obviously did me a favor by posting a 5-star review. Which they probably wouldn't have done if they really didn't like it, because they're kind of dickheads.
That's true.
But there's also from July 1st of this year, obviously, Mystico left us a review at 5 stars that I really enjoy listening to the banter between the hosts and the bits they come up with. The games they discuss range from mobile to PC to console. I like listening to them talk about WoW since they had a viewpoint I hadn't heard before. For some reason they stopped, but hopefully they talk about it more in the future. Give it a try. What a wonderful review. Thank you so much, Mystico.
That was really great.
Yeah, that's really great. I really hope that you're still listening. You got the news about the feed changing. You're still listening. And maybe you can, if you still like what we're doing, you can leave us another review. And I promise you we will be talking about WoW again, at the very least when the next expansion comes out, which is early next year?
I don't know.
Oh, they didn't put a date on it yet. We'll find out at BlizzCon. We'll definitely be talking about it again. We're just not playing it like right now. But it is good to know that someone gives a shit that we talk about WoW, because we were like, there's a period of time when we first started doing this that we talked about WoW like way too much, and we're just like, we have to stop doing that.
We have to stop WoW talk because it's all we talk about.
And that time will return. And they said we have an interesting viewpoint on it, which
news to me, man.
I think that's funny. Actually, that kind of cracks me up. But we will we'll be sharing more of our interesting viewpoint on WoW soon, I promise. But yeah, that gets that out of the way. I finally wrote some stuff. I put it up on bearversusman.com.
You've been busy.
Yeah, like I said, I had some time off. I fucking went for it. You guys should check out bearversusman.com. We post some editorial stuff, some reviews. Right, you say the podcast isn't going to live there anymore?
Yes.
It is?
It is not going to.
Okay.
I could put it there. It's not like a big deal to not put it there. I can just put it there. I'll just put it there. Fuck it. Podcast back on the website.
Yeah.
Podcast back on the website. Whatever.
I didn't know it was like a thing. I just thought that's what you... Doesn't matter.
I thought I had to do it before because of how stuff worked, but I don't have to do it anymore.
But you're not opposed to doing it.
No, I can do it.
Let's just throw it on
there.
Yeah. But yeah, check in there. We also have a Twitter, or at Bear vs. Man. It's at Bear. All this is Bear vs. Man. And that's where we're going to post all our updates. You find information about like the change of the feeds and all the stuff we post. You can like us on Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook.com/Bear vs. Man.
Yeah. Send us a question.
Yes.
Questions at bearversusman.com.
You're going to have to tell me how to get into that email address again, because I don't actually...
I don't actually know.
Okay, well, you should just check it often and tell us if you get anything.
Yeah, it's hooked up to my phone. I could probably tell you that way.
Okay. But yeah, we're going to eventually. If you guys remember a while ago, we did bonus episodes. We answered some viewer questions, some reader questions, whatever we were calling listeners. Yep. Listeners sounds good.
Listeners are good.
We'll answer some of their questions, ranging from questions about video games, what console should I buy, what's your favorite game, that kind of stuff, to like, how do you like your steak, like dumb questions like that.
Yep.
So, taking any and all questions, suggestions, dumb comments.
Do you want to tell us an anecdote? We'll read it.
Yeah. You want to write us a short poem? We'll read it.
We'll
We'll tell you how we feel about it.
I'll rate it out of 10.
Yep. Which is Ryan doesn't like rating things at all, so that'd be a high honor.
I know, but I would just for you, dear viewer, listener.
Yeah, so just
consumer of podcasts.
So you say questions@bearvsman.com.
That is, yep.
Anything you want, just email us.
Anything you want, we got it. Hey, in a month, we're gonna do a live stream.
Oh yeah, why would we do
a month
such
away?
A thing?
Well, it's for Extra Life, in support of the Boston Children's Hospital.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's what we're doing.
He believes
we're going to be playing games for
24 hours.
I will be playing games for 24 hours. Joe will also probably be playing games for 24 hours.
Oh yeah,
that guy Joe. I will play games for, I'm going to guess,
20 hours?
18 hours.
18? Oh, that's pretty low.
Yeah, it is. Is Tony coming?
He might show up for part of it. I haven't actually discussed it with him yet.
But Joe is in it to win it.
Joe's in it to win it. But yeah, that's going to start in the morning of November 7th and go all the way into November 8th. More times to follow, but you can follow us on Twitch. Yes. Twitch.tv/Bear vs. Man.
Yeah, you should do that.
If you do that, we'll do that. So that'll be sick.
Because we stream every now and again. I've been meaning to stream some Heroes of the Storm. I got a thing set up for it, but then I was like, wait, I'm not good at this game.
Yeah, that's fine. Who cares?
I need to figure out how to configure it so that Skype comes through the stream too. So
just add Skype as a source. We'll talk about it.
And then like they can hear you too.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
That'd be hella tight.
Hey, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. That's good.
Podcasting.
That's done.
Okay, I love you guys. We'll see you.
Smooches.
We'll see you next week. Yes.
Yes.